You never really know where life will take you. One moment, you're just a father trying to make ends meet, scrubbing floors and wiping away the dust of other people's lives, and the next, you find yourself standing face to face with someone you never imagined would even notice you. This is the story of a single dad who thought his life was about survival, only to discover love, respect, and second chances in the most unexpected place. Ethan wasn't always a cleaner. He used to be a mechanic, known in his small town for fixing cars with a smile and charging half of what others would. But when his wife passed away suddenly in a car accident, his life turned upside down. His little girl, Lily, was just 5 at the time, her big brown eyes filled with confusion and sadness, asking questions no father could ever fully answer. Why isn't Mommy coming back? Ethan buried his grief under responsibility. He sold the garage, moved to the city, and took any job that would put food on the table. Nights were long, days were harder, but he kept pushing because for him, Lily's happiness was worth every struggle. The cleaning job wasn't glamorous. It was mopping endless marble floors, cleaning conference tables after high-powered meetings, emptying trash bins filled with papers and expensive coffee cups. The building belonged to one of the largest corporations in the city, run by a woman whose name everyone knew but no one dared approach: Victoria Sterling. She was a self-made millionaire CEO by 30, sharp, cold, untouchable. The kind of woman people whispered about in elevators, admiring her brilliance but fearing her presence. Ethan never expected to even see her, let alone speak to her. He just wanted to keep his head down and finish his shift before running home to tuck Lily into bed. But fate has a strange way of weaving lives together. One evening, long after most of the staff had left, Ethan was still cleaning the top floor. He thought he was alone, humming softly as he mopped, when a voice startled him. "You sing when you work." He turned and there she was, Victoria herself, standing in her office doorway, hair slightly undone, exhaustion etched on her usually flawless face. Ethan froze, embarrassed. "Sorry, ma'am, I didn't think anyone was here." To his surprise, she didn't scold him. Instead, she leaned against the doorframe and said quietly, "Don't apologize. It's nice." That moment passed quickly, but something had shifted. Days turned into weeks and small encounters began to happen more often. A polite smile here, a short conversation there. Ethan noticed things others probably never saw: how Victoria rubbed her temples after 12-hour meetings, how her coffee often went cold on her desk because she was too busy to drink it, how her heels left faint marks on the carpet she never noticed. And Victoria noticed him too. She saw the way his tired eyes lit up whenever he mentioned Lily, the gentleness in his hands even as they scrubbed the toughest stains, the humility in his voice when he spoke. One evening she asked the question that opened the door wider. "Why do you work here?" Ethan hesitated, then told her the truth. About Lily, about losing his wife, about needing stability more than pride. His honesty disarmed her. She wasn't used to people speaking to her without an agenda. That night, for the first time in years, Victoria stayed in her office just to talk. Not about profits, not about business, but about life, family, and loneliness. She revealed pieces of herself she never shared with anyone, admitting that her success came with emptiness. She had everything money could buy, but not the warmth of family. The more they talked, the more their worlds collided. Ethan found himself looking forward to those late evenings, while Victoria began scheduling her work to coincide with his cleaning shifts. Their bond grew quietly, unnoticed by the busy world around them. But life doesn't make things easy. When rumors started spreading about the CEO spending time with a janitor, the board disapproved. Ethan was warned by supervisors to know his place, and Victoria was told to protect the company's image. For Ethan, the fear wasn't about losing the job, it was about Lily. He couldn't risk losing the only steady income he had. He considered stepping away, telling Victoria they needed to stop. But Victoria wasn't one to let others dictate her choices. One evening, she came down to the lobby where Ethan was polishing the floor in front of everyone and handed him a cup of coffee. "You don't need to hide," she said firmly, her voice carrying enough weight to silence the whispers. "I don't care what they think." That moment changed everything. Ethan realized she wasn't falling for a fantasy, she was choosing him with all his flaws, struggles, and scars. Still, the biggest challenge wasn't the company or the rumors. It was Ethan himself. He carried guilt, feeling like moving forward meant betraying the memory of his wife. One night, after tucking Lily into bed, he sat alone with his late wife's photo, whispering his doubts. It was Lily who surprised him the next morning. "Daddy," she said softly, "I like Miss Victoria. She makes you smile like you used to." Out of the mouths of children comes the simplest truth. Ethan and Victoria's relationship wasn't perfect. They argued, they struggled to blend two very different lives, but they kept choosing each other. Victoria learned to slow down, to laugh at Lily's silly jokes, to cook pancakes on weekends even if they came out slightly burnt. Ethan learned that love didn't mean forgetting. It meant honoring the past while embracing the future. By the time the company finally accepted their relationship, it didn't even matter anymore. Victoria had shown the world that love isn't about status or wealth. It's about kindness, resilience, and the courage to risk your heart again. And Ethan, the man who once thought his life was over, discovered that sometimes the most unexpected love stories are the ones that heal the deepest wounds. So, if you're listening to this and wondering if your struggles will ever end, remember Ethan's story. Sometimes the floor you're scrubbing today is the same place where your future will walk in and find you. Sometimes, what feels like the end is just the beginning,